Just Mike 22. How y'all doing? I'm out here in the woods back behind my place because, well, it's real, right? It's not gonna manipulate me. It's not gonna do anything except provide. It provides sanity. It provides nourishment. If you know where to look, if you know what you're looking for. But it's real, it's authentic. And to reiterate, most importantly, it doesn't manipulate. The manipulation in nature would be, or the closest thing to manipulation in nature would be fight or flight, right? So that's a natural instinct, though. You know, it's not really a manipulation per se. But you know, if I were sitting here recording this video and a mountain lion walked up, that might manipulate me to move, but it's not really manipulation, see? And the reason that I'm talking about manipulation, which, by the way, I'm totally fed up.
FedUpGear.com. Wear your heart on your sleeve and let the world know where you stand. Our land, our air, and our water, and all of our consumer goods are all being poisoned. Every day we are exposed to almost 40,000 chemicals. It is up to us to put a stop to this. We have to stop participating. We have to stop purchasing. One product at a time. We have to make the changes necessary to protect our families and detach from that system.
Detach from the system. FedUpGear.com.
With manipulation. Because through manipulation, it's impossible to see or know the authentic entity. There's always an angle. They're always trying to get to their end, you know, through however they can, via using you. But I stumbled across something recently that I never thought about, and I don't know how many others have as well. But there's a very big reason, a very understandable reason as to why reality seems so fucked up. Why it really doesn't even seem like reality anymore. Or why it seems like there's multiple realities going on at one time. It's because there is. We're all being manipulated through the socials. We know that, right? The algorithms are set to feed us what we like, what we want to see, and every now and then it'll toss a little something in there to see if it piques your interest. But we're manipulated through the algorithms. And that's not a secret. Everybody knows that, right? But what I stumbled across that I'd never thought about, that really just about blew my mind, and explains the multiple realities, right? The fact that I can so fervently believe in something, and someone else can so fervently believe in something, and both of us can be completely wrong. It doesn't exist, or it's never happened, or it's not around. The way they're doing this, obviously the algorithm is feeding you, right? And manipulating you. But there's a certain thing inside of each little app, each social, that we all like to go and read and feed into sometimes, right? It starts arguments, debates, whatever. The comment section. The comment section. That's why we have seemingly multiple timelines or multiple realities. Because the algorithm is not only feeding you content, it's also tailoring the contents or comments of that content. So I'm seeing a different list of comments on each social media app than my buddy in Louisiana, or my friend in Kentucky, or just the list goes on, right? We could watch the same exact video at the same exact time of day. We could even do it from the same type of phone, same service provider. All of that could be identical, but the comment section will be different. It won't be based on any kind of chronological or when it was posted or none of that. How the most relevant, no. When you select newest, oldest, most relevant, stuff like that, yeah, oldest, newest, most relevant to your algorithm or to my algorithm. Not ultimately the newest, oldest, or what have you. Essentially, they've turned us all into puppets. You just can't see the marionette strings, but there they are. Well, that's one of them, right? One marionette string is going to be the algorithm feeding you the content that it feeds you. But another marionette string is going to be the algorithm tailoring the comments of that content to your algorithm. None of us are living a truth. Well, this is why I'm out here in the woods making this video. Because this is the closest thing to fucking truth anybody's going to get. There's bugs out here. Spiders. Snakes. Like, I am still part of the food chain right here. This is real life. There is no fucking algorithm here. Unless unless Elon Musk is right and we're not living in base reality and this is a simulation. There is no algorithm here. If I climb a tree and I fall out and don't land right, I'm going to break something or die. Life or death. Real. No algorithm, no guessing, no feeding me what I want. It's just cold hard facts. If I start swinging a machete out here, I'm going to start sweating. I'm going to get dirty. I'm probably going to have to pick ticks, which I've had to do. And, fear is one of the strongest emotions when it comes to getting someone to do something, to react. I'm not afraid of being out here because I've been out here. I'm aware of what there is out here that could happen to me. I'm aware of most of what could happen to me. I could walk a little ways that way and catch poison ivy. I could walk this way and walk into a fence. I can get around here in the dark because I've done it. I've walked around in these woods in the dark. Crazy as it may seem. Reconnecting with what's real. That can't be topped. There ain't no algorithm out there can fix that. And I get as much dopamine out here clearing a trail or cleaning up a trail or seeing a plant that I've never seen before or running across an insect I've never seen before. There's a dopamine hit behind all that too, because see, dopamine, the body's set to regulate dopamine based on achievement. They have figured out how to trick the dopaminergic system in the human body to give you dopamine through the comment section and reactions and all that, right? It's a false dichotomy. It's a false hit of dopamine. It's like heroin and pain. You know, your body has pain receptors and it has endorphins which fight pain. And when you start to introduce something like heroin, which it starts to turn off the pain receptors so that your body doesn't feel the pain, any kind of pain, but it gets used to that. The chemical inside of heroin it mimics not dopamine, it mimics the pain endorphins, okay? And so your pain receptors latch onto those fake endorphins, and your body stops creating them. It stops making endorphins because you've artificially given it something it doesn't need to make it on its own, and so it's gonna save energy. It's not gonna make it. Problem is, when you stop putting that artificial substance in your body, after your body has stopped creating the endorphins, your body can no longer deal with pain. Period. The slightest thing. As a matter of fact, no injury, just sitting there idle, you feel pain, because there's always pain in the body somewhere, but your body is also always producing endorphins, and so it's fighting that pain. You might have an overstrained muscle or anything. You could, a bug bite, it doesn't matter. But if there's something that creates pain, your body's going to make endorphins to fight that off. Well, if heroin starts to make your body produce less or no endorphins because it's artificially creating, it's putting those fake endorphins into the pain receptors, imagine what the society would look like if dopamine was artificially released, and to the point where it was no longer properly regulated by your body. And so things that would naturally give you a dopamine hit or a dopaminergic response no longer do so, because you've been leaning on this artificial shit for so long. And when it's time to get back to reality, reality's there, but you can't function in it anymore because it's been turned off. The natural process has been artificially taken over. Well, we got that problem, right? Depression, anxiety, all that stuff pops up when people can't get on their socials, and they can't, because their body doesn't know how to make dopamine in any other way other than to sit there and scroll through shit and comment on stuff and look to see who's liked what and who's shared what. And none of it's fucking real. None of it. None of it. Get out here where things are real, where there's, you might get dirty, you might get sweaty, you might get bit by something. But guess what? It's real. Go on and get you a room or a place at the metaverse. But yeah, no wonder we can't be happy in society. Our bodies no longer know how to make dopamine on their own. They want it to where you don't even want to leave the house. So the Matrix, and this is where I'll close this out, right? The Matrix, they talk about how human beings were turned into basically like batteries, right? We produced electricity, and at any rate, they've got this society of people that are essentially, they're not batteries, but we're all a node in this artificial neural network that they've created, right? With their algorithms and their this and that. And there's still a real fucking world right outside the door. I mean, hell, you're in reality in your living room or basement or car or wherever you're at watching that bullshit. But it's like being in a movie theater. You're in a movie theater, which is reality. You are really there. You're sitting in a fucking chair in an auditorium looking at a screen. But the entire time that you're watching that movie, you're in an artificial reality right? Because you sort of kind of put yourself into the movie while you're there watching it, entertaining yourself. Reality's still going on. In fact, it's so real that if something should happen in that theater and there's a fire, you're going to snap back to reality real quick and get the hell out of there. Guys, you don't have to wait for a fire in a theater. You don't have to wait for a mental breakdown due to social media. Outside, reality, life is still here. Hurry up and get you some of it. Because if you don't balance the stuff that you take in through the socials and the internet and all that bullshit, if you don't balance the fake and the real, you ain't gonna make it. If you hadn't already lost your mind, you're gonna lose it. Because this is a requirement. This is not a suggestion. This is not a if you want to. This is a requirement for well-rounded psychiatric health. And I'm not saying you got to go out in the woods. Maybe there are no woods by you. But there is real nature, real life. Get out, go to the park. Right? If you're in a big city, you're surrounded by fake. Although it's real, you step out in front of that cab, you're really going to get hit. But the city is not how we were designed to live. It's not how we were created to work. You got to take your shoes off every now and then and walk around in the grass. You got to get some dirt under your fingernails. Guess what? That stuff comes out. You wash your hands, it'll come out. It ain't going to stay there. You see somebody with dirt trapped under their nails, they ain't scrubbing their nails. That's all there is to it. It ain't because once you go outside, you get dirty, you're dirty. People so afraid of stuff. And they're letting the fear rule their life. So, get back out to nature. Be careful about what you do in that comment section. Not because something could happen to you, but yeah, because something could happen to you up here. It probably already has, but it's not too late. It's never too late. Put the phone down, close the laptop, set the iPad down, and go find something authentic and real to devote a little time to and balance it. It'll help you, I promise. Somehow, some way, it'll help you. It may not be the same for you as it is for me. But the ruling elite, the technocrats, they know what they're doing. You don't have to let them do it to you. I'm going to make sure and add a little clip at the end of this here in just a moment. I want you to watch this.
This is the most insane example of how everyone is experiencing completely different social medias at the exact same time. Like, this video, my boyfriend said he'd be over by 3 after golfing, and like, it's just her every half an hour taking a video saying, oh, he's still not here, and it gets to like 5 or 6 p.m. and he's still not here. I opened the comments of this video, and kind of as I expected, everyone was saying, oh, that's really rude, it's the disregard of her time, I don't like him, did he communicate with you? If not, then that's a red flag. Okay. I send this video to my boyfriend who was sat next to me, and then I said to my boyfriend, lol, look at the comments. Bear in mind, these comments were coming up at the top of the list, so as soon as you open the comments, these are the ones that came up for me. Tell me fucking why my boyfriend opens the comments on his phone. Again, it's the first list of comments that come up. It's the same time on the same video. Or you could get your own hobby instead of waiting around for him. Like, God forbid he has a good time. He meant before 3 a.m, he's ahead of schedule. No fucking wonder we're all so divided when you can look at the same comments on the same video and it'll change them based on who you are, and I presume based on like other activity in the app.
It really is happening. It's not a joke, and you can test it on your own. They're playing with our minds and we know it. Are we going to keep letting them do it? Or are we going to balance it at least? That's the question. Just Mike 22. Time for you to get fed up too. Have a good one.